if you look at coverage of Bitcoin and the crypto world on CNBC, on Bloomberg, in the New York Times, in the Wall Street Journal, in most mainstream media, it's much more sophisticated today than it was 12 months ago. I think, before we say, Bitcoin, not shitcoin, but now you say, oh, Bitcoin, not FTT. Do you understand the difference? Like, oh, I get it now. Yeah. Bitcoin, not Luna. The Luna thing went to zero. Why? Because it was backed by nothing, right? We used to say proof of work is better than proof of stake. Well, why is it better, right? Proof of stake could do whatever you want. Well, proof of stake is what FTT was. It was backed by one person. That was a mistake, right? Now when you try to explain why is it that you would want to have 10 gigawatts of energy and millions of Bitcoin mining rigs running the network, it's because you're actually backed by something tangible. And the alternative is you have Luna and FTT and Serum backed by air. And so I think for the industry to move forward, the market has to grow up and be educated. And when senators didn't really understand the difference between Bitcoin and even Ethereum, right? As late as like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, a lot of people in the Senate said, well, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're both commodities. And of course, Bitcoin's a commodity, but Ethereum is not a commodity. Ethereum is a security. It's a staked token. And there's nothing backing it but the trust that you have in a small handful of people and small organizations. So, when we had the Bozeman-Stabenow bill that kind of didn't distinguish the difference, when you had regulators in D.C. that didn't know the difference, I think that was when you have crypto lobbyists and when you have mainstream media that don't know the difference, the industry is held back. And we really needed to have the meltdown of the crypto casinos and the meltdown of these crypto tokens and the meltdown of these unstable altcoins like UST in order for Congress and the Senate and the administration to recognize, what these asset classes are. And I think that we're now getting to the point where people are starting to recognize there's something that's a cryptocurrency, maybe like Circle or Tether, and for it to be an ethical, properly engineered, economically sound cryptocurrency, you're going to have a public issuer that's transparent in its assets that then backs the token with no risk assets. So if I issue $100 billion worth of stablecoin backed by $100 billion worth of short-term U.S. treasuries, and if I'm a publicly traded company and I disclose my balances every week, then maybe I will be trusted. There's no guarantee. There's still counterparty risk. But the point is that would be the foundation to issue a digital currency like a Circle or like a Tether. And there's a market for that. There's a growing awareness of a digital commodity. Bitcoin is the only one. The chair of the SEC has said Bitcoin's the digital commodity. The chair of the CFTC has said Bitcoin is the only digital commodity. This is really critical. The fact that you now have regulators in D.C. that universally acknowledge there is one digital commodity, and you have a set of people that now understand a digital commodity is an asset without an issuer. I think that's a really big development in the industry, and it's a milestone. And 12 to 24 months ago, there's still a lot of confusion. I mean, a lot of people are trying to legislate what is a commodity. Like, you can't make Ethereum a commodity by passing a law. It's not, it's like trying to pass a law that makes, like, gold a security or makes oil a security. You can't make it a security. It's a commodity. And you can't do the opposite. You can't make Facebook stock a commodity.